Hello, welcome back to another video. Today we have some art to unbox, and now it's a pair of pages from Felix Comic Art, and it's been a while since I bought from Felix. But actually, I think the last things I bought from Felix were things that I picked up at OAX back in January. So it's been a bit, but we're gonna get this package here opened up, and we'll take a look at it. Now, again, I'm gonna skip over the actually unboxing part of it because whatever. That's just, who cares about that? But we'll get the big reveal, and then we'll talk about it from there. So, okay, the cardboard is out. It's from the Felix mailer, which is nice because you just like open it up and slide the cardboard out, and I love these mailers. But all right, so I still have some tape. I imagine to usually how Felix does this. There's some tape in here. But usually, I'm sure I'm going to see the art when I move this cardboard. So I wanted to kind of have this on film. But okay. All right. So there's should be 2 pages in here, and the first page that I wanted to talk about is not this page, but this page is pretty nice. So let me get this. Try not to stare at it too much, because this is, yeah. I want to take it in a minute here. What is that? That is cool. All right, let's see. Let's see here. It's a little bit of a surprise there. That's interesting. What is happening here? Let's see. Let's get this out and sorted. Wow. Okay, I'm very confused. I've got a couple things in here, and all right, so let's set that to the side, and then I've never seen this done before. This is interesting. Yeah, this is wild. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I that was completely not what I was expecting, and I was very confused, and I'm still confused, but we're going to talk about it. I know I was like all over the place, like sitting up and probably not in frame and whatever, but who cares? Who gives a crap? All right, so the first thing I have is a page from Hayden Sherman. Now, Hayden Sherman is one that I was not aware of until I saw their work on Absolute Wonder Woman. Now, I started reading that series. We talked about it in some bagged and boarded episodes, and I like that series. I like what it was, where it started. It wasn't one that I felt like I needed to read month to month. I've heard that it's gotten even better from even what my initial reaction was to it, and I'm looking forward to reading it. But I definitely like the art style. But around the same time, I was turned on to the series Batman Dark Patterns, and that is a series that Hayden is also the artist on, and it's a series that's written by Dan Waters. Dan Waters was not someone that I was super familiar with. However, Dan wrote the Destro miniseries over in the Energon universe, and that was the one that surprised me. That was Dan Waters and Andre Bresson. And so that one, anyway, Destro, I really enjoyed it, but it was more of a surprise because I wasn't familiar with the creators. And there was something else that Dan Waters just recently did the work on too. Let me just do this quick here. Was it the Creature from the Black Lagoon? Yeah, it was the Universal Monsters, the Creature from the Black Lagoon. Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives from Skybound, that they were doing the he wrote that series, which I enjoyed. That one finished strong. It was the setup was whatever. I enjoyed it. Point being, art. Let's talk about art. I can just go off on tangents, so whatever. That happens a lot. All right, so Hayden Sherman doing Dark Patterns, and that is what this page is from. That series, Dark Patterns. It's a 12-issue miniseries, maxi series, whatever. And the premise is every 3 issues features a new case that a Batman is working on, and it's a younger Batman, like a kind of inexperienced, still kind of learning the ropes of what it means to be Batman, and he makes some mistakes throughout the series, which I enjoy because I enjoy seeing that. I enjoy that take on Batman. Batman should not be perfect. I don't. While I enjoy the kind of who Batman is in present day, I really like that young, inexperienced, figuring things out Batman. That's like the one that I find most interesting because he's not perfect, and he shouldn't be. So anyway, so this is from issue 3, which is the end of the first case that Batman is working on. And it's a kind of a typical type page that speaks to me. It features the character of Jim Gordon, as well as Batman. So we'll take a look at it, and then we'll talk about this. All right, so here we go. This is a page that's set towards the end of this the story, the 3-issue story, and there's a doctor that was placed in harm's way, and now that's him in the hospital there, and of course. What I like is it's that classic scene of at some point in time when Gordon and Batman are working on a case together, they have to compare notes, and this is that moment. This is them coming together, kind of figuring out, sharing the information, sharing the intel, hashing out like what where to go from here, and it's that when you have that. Those are the type of pages that I really gravitate towards, those classic type setting moments. Now, it doesn't have the Wound Man on here. That I really would have liked to get a page with that character. However, that's a really creepy looking design. So I don't know if this one's a little more family friendly to potentially get on the wall. But yeah, so I love the panel of Gordon holding a cup of coffee, the close up shot with him looking over his shoulder, discussing things with Batman, the close up shot of Batman as he kind of looks out over the city. Love the clean lines of the architecture in the background, and then that pull in shot to see the close up of Gordon, and then you kind of get the sense that as soon as you pull in on Gordon's face and he's still talking, he has that moment of realization, like, okay. I'm talking to no one, right? And then that's what happens. You get the reveal. Of course, Batman is no longer sitting in the window, and he's taken off to go do what needs to be done next. But yeah, I really love the bottom part of the panel here, the bottom part of the page, where that the window is kind of cut out of that close up shot of Gordon. Just love the it's like the pull in, the pull back camera. That it's just cinematic, and I really love that. And the panel layouts in Absolute Wonder Woman are the same way. They're just very, very creative. Even Dark Patterns throughout, the same type of approach to page layout, which I really enjoyed. And now what's interesting about so it sounds like Sherman was trying out some things in these, because in the announcement for when this art drop was happening, the Batman Dark Patterns issue 3, there was Felix had mentioned that Sherman in the efforts to expedite the page process, there are some blacks that are pre-printed on the page. I guess they do the panel, the kind of blue line type pencils, digital pencils, and then print it out and do the inking on the board. But some of the large black areas were pre-printed in black on the board. Now, immediately when you hear that, that's not ideal. That's not what you want to hear. But credit to Felix, because when he found out about it, he has kind of said, look, that's not going to be the case moving forward, because, Felix's job is to sell the art, and he wants the most marketable art as possible. And if there's something that collectors don't necessarily aren't necessarily immediately drawn to, Felix is like a course correction and say, hey, let's not. I know that might cut corners, but maybe don't do that. So whatever. I mean, I feel like this is an example of where we're going in comic art production. Some of the things have been using the tools available, all digital, traditional, a combination of both, whatever. So I feel like some of this stuff we might see more of. But anyway, so knowing that, what I did was when the page was when the art was going to drop, there was Felix always shows a preview image of some of the pages that are going to be available, and you can kind of tell. You can tell in the image where some of the black areas had a different tone to them, because what I think Sherman did was on those big black areas of ink, they cut in with the ink to kind of layer it over the big black areas. So you can kind of tell there's some pages I saw it was a close up of Batman, and it was he was all in shadows, and a large chunk of that was pre-printed black. Now, if I'm gonna have it on a page, one, I think the price reflected that this technique was used. But on this page, I made a note. This is a page I definitely wanted to target because of the content. I love Jim Gordon, Batman, that kind of traditional scene of them talking and then Gordon turning around, and of course Batman is gone. Anyway, so I kind of zeroed in on this page, and on this page, what it looks like and what I could tell of the preview images, it's the panel borders, and then just some of the blacks in the side, like the panel, like this part is pre-printed black, and this is as well. And there's some areas in like the cabinet here, and then maybe the window frame. But here's the thing. What I wanted to make sure that, and Felix actually mentioned this in his email too, but the all of the figure work is traditional. I mean, there's inks on there, so all the Gordon stuff, Batman, that's all traditional inks. So if you're going to have that on a page, I can live with it as long as it's not the main focal point of the page. Is it ideal? No, it's not ideal. But it seemed like all of the art for the first 3 issues were done that way, because I saw some images of issue 1, and had that same type of two-tone. You can kind of tell where the pre-printed black met the cut-in traditional ink. So anyway, so if you want a page from this story, which I really enjoyed, especially this first story of the series, talking about the Wound Man, who's a very, very interesting villain. So all of that art is this way. So as long as that's the case, and I can get a page that is, for the most part, traditional inks, which is what I want, I was happy with this, and the cost reflected that. I was happy. I was happy with the big thing is knowing what you're buying. And as long as you're okay with that, then that's cool. It's the question becomes down the line when these go to if they hit the secondary market, that information needs to be disclosed, and we'll see. One of the main reasons I'm talking about it now is because I want people to know that that's how this art was done. So if you do see pages from these issues, be aware of that, because that might not be communicated. Be it if it's an auction listing, collector to collector. Things we should know. So I'm okay with it. You might not be. You might be hearing what I'm talking about and thinking like, hell no, I would never want a page that has that, and that's cool, totally cool. But I'm here to just to share the information of what it is, and yeah, make up your own mind. I'm happy with it. I like the content. I like the story. Like I said, the most of the page is traditional inks. And I'm happy with it. It's a great looking page. It's a really cool looking page. So yeah, anytime you get a classic Jim Gordon Batman scene, really, really, really enjoy that. So zeroed in on this one and happy I got it. Now, the thing about this that confused me when I opened up the art, I flipped over and saw a page that I was not expecting to see. So on the back of this page is more art. It's not a series that I'm familiar with, but this is a damn cool looking page. So it's Hayden Sherman. The series is Unbeing, and it's issue 8, page 1, and it's actually on the back of this board. Cut to me after doing a little bit of digging, some research into what this is. Now, this is a page from it's a title called Into the Unbeing. And I guess it was a miniseries from last year. And then there was a part 2 that is currently being printed. And now this is it says it's page issue 8, but what I believe it's billed as is Into the Unbeing part 2 number 4, which is actually coming out today, May 21st. Now, that's crazy. That is really wild. I talked about how, I buy art from Tom Riley, and Tom Riley draws on everything. And there are some instances where he drew part of a page on the back of a page that I own. But I've never seen this where it's one full page on the back of another full page. And that is a surprise. A first I've seen in collecting art in the hobby. And yeah, pretty pumped about that. I have no clue what is happening, what the story context is, but you get a great example of another page of Sherman's creative panel layouts. You get this, whatever this monster is, like I've no idea what's happening, but yeah, whatever. I think it's cool. And same thing on the back of this, the looks like the let's see, like this area is pre-printed black with I can't tell. Yeah, so it looks like that whole area is printed black with the white white lines on there as well. That's pre-printed. So the black's all printed. The border, the panel borders are, but then everything else is traditional inks. So it's inks over a blue line digital layout. But yeah, hey, I'm happy with that. I'll take some pre-printed blacks on this page if it means I get a whole bonus page on the back. So that's a trade-off I'm cool with. That I had no idea that was the case, but pretty sweet. Another great example of Sherman's art, which I enjoy. I really feel like I'm excited to read Absolute Wonder Woman now because the more I've kind of grown accustomed to their art, I really like it. And what I've heard of Absolute Wonder Woman has been really strong and solid. So yeah, totally cool. But all right, now that's out of the way. We'll talk about that one. Great page. I'd be happy if this package just contained that one page, but there's more art and another surprise. So this is the page that I saw when I opened up the package, and I tried not to look at it too much, but now I am, and holy shit, this is awesome. This is great. All right, so this is a page from The Moon is Following Us, and I talked about how I initially had an example from Danny Warren Johnson, and then I got an example from Riley Rossmo, and on my radar was an example where they both worked on the page, and that's still something that I want to check off the box because that is not what this is. This is a page that I didn't think I would get a shot at. I didn't think I would. I don't know. There were some other pages from this issue that I was targeting, and I did a quick scan when the art drop happened. I saw this one. I saw the price, and I was like, wow, yeah, we're getting this one. So I went after this one, and it's a page of all Danny Warren Johnson. It's all of his art on the page, and it's freaking beautiful. All right, so it's from issue 4 of The Moon is Following Us, like I said, and it's this is really cool. So what's happening in this story now? I've talked about the premise where it's two parents that are their daughter is in a like a coma, and they go into the dream world to try to try to wake her up. They have some assistance from some characters that that helps them kind of figure out what's going on and try to wake up their daughter. Now this is issue 4, and in this sequence, what is happening is they are essentially giving up some of their life force to bolster the armies of the troops that are within Penny's dream. So Penny's protectors, the people that are, they're there to help Sam and Duncan, the parents. They're there to help them go rescue Penny. So they have to sacrifice some of their own life force to bolster this army, and that's what's happening here. They're wrapped in roots because there's a tree involved. They have to go to this place, and there's some details you don't need to know. But the main thing about this page that really that gets me is, one, it's the parental sacrifice. It's them giving of themselves to try to save Penny. You get Sam and Duncan on this page. You get Penny on the page, and most importantly, you get the moon. The moon is on this page, and you get this bridge. Now, this bridge is very significant to the origins of the story and a central location of the story itself. Now, Daniel Warren Johnson had talked about when he, came up with this name for the story. It was not him; it was his daughter. They were walking home from the park that is near their home, and they crossed this bridge. And his daughter, I guess had noticed the moon in the sky, and on their way home, crossed the bridge and saw the moon again. And turned to her dad and said, "Hey, the moon is following us." And the creative mind that he is like, "Hey, that's a great title. I don't know what it's going to be for, but we're going to write that down and use it." And that was kind of the origins of the title. And so the bridge is a bridge they cross, when they go to the park to play. And again, that connection of the real world events of where this story came from, the fact that it's the bridge that he walked across with his daughter. They go to the park. That I love that. I love that connection. It's a story that's all about parents. It's all about parental love. So to have the origins of the story be in a story rooted in his experiences as a parent, that's amazing. That's beautiful. I love it. This is great, and I love I wasn't sure what the effects he used to try to get that the kind of the graying in the sky, but it is like a screen tone that he cut out and trimmed and pasted over there. But then the moon kind of is in like a whiteout. But yeah, this is. It's a stunning page. One that really does show the struggle and the agony of Sam and Duncan in this moment are giving up their life force to help bolster those forces that are there to protect and save Penny, and it's them making that sacrifice and being the parents that they are. The love of their child is allowing them to go through this and realize that this is what we need to do. But then you get that tender moment of Penny reaching out to Duncan, and that gets me as a father, really gets me. And then the 2/3 splash at the bottom there, you really get the sense of the journey that Sam and Duncan are going on, and it really encapsulates the mission that they're on. They're trying to get the Penny, so that the perspective of them kind of in agony, in pain, but they're reaching out, they're crawling along, they're trying to get the Penny. It just represents the mission so well on this one page. So you get everything, like I said, the setting of the bridge, the moon, the parents, the child, the struggle. It's all here, and it's drawn. I always say beautifully, but it's just drawn. With such impact, such emotional impact, and that's what on a Daniel Warren Johnson page. If you can get that, that is that's a great page. But yeah, there's more. There's a bonus because on the back here, there's like a pre-printed. It's taped to it, but it's it's like a printout of his pencil like prelim. Now it's not original. It's probably a sketch, and then he blew it up to size. And but there's a sampling of the gray tone sheet that he used, so that's like affixed there. But yeah, that's really cool. Now, and also, so on the Transformers page there's a little note on the back of the page, and that's the case here again. And this is like the perfect the perfect thing to have on the back of a page that is representative of parents' struggle to, raise their kids, protect their kids, and it just says, "So tired." It's like, come on, that's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. And I see you, Dan. I understand. And that's not even the whole aspect of monthly comics and deadlines and all that stuff. But yeah, just the day to day. I'm tired. I'm just tired. But yeah, holy crap. These 2 pages are they're representative of what I love about comics right now. Now, Batman Dark Patterns is a series that I would not have picked up had I not been going to the comic store again, had I not been reading monthly comics, had I not been introduced to Sherman's work from Absolute Wonder Woman, and that kind of led to picking up Batman Dark Patterns, because I'm not like really into buying stuff from DC right now, just because it's not really what I'm looking for. I've probably read my favorite Batman stories already, and that's probably still true. But this series really has surprised me. I really, really enjoy it, and it's one that I still feel like is flying under the radar. So I think definitely check it out. I imagine the best way to check it out at this point, because they just came out with issue 6, so they're halfway done. Two of the cases that Batman is working on have been completed. Both have been good. I think I still enjoy the first story more, just because I like the villain, the new villain, and I liked his origin story and all that kind of stuff. But both stories have been really good so far, and I would recommend it. So, but it might be a good one to wait for in a nice hardback collected edition. But yeah, wait for that one. But then also, The Moon is Following Us, and this story just keeps getting better and better. The premise, the hook got me from the beginning, and then as we experience their journey with these characters, it's just, I've only gotten more and more attached to them, and I love it. That's one that I will recommend to anybody. But yeah, there are things that, again, I might not have, picked these up, because, the Moon is Following Us. I probably would have eventually, because of, I'm a Danny Warren Johnson fan. But they are great examples of the things that are available at comic book stores that maybe aren't getting the highest, piped up type attention, because you've got Hush 2 going on, you've got Absolute Batman going on. But of the 3, Dark Patterns is the one that I am most interested in, and yeah, so it's hard to say. That's the one I would recommend. Hush 2 has been, it's cool Jim Lee art, but it's still early. I don't know what the story hasn't grabbed me. Absolute Batman, that's still a great series, but it's another take on Batman, and we've seen other takes on Batman. Not to diminish what it is. It's really good. It's just this is the Batman that I like the most. It's that young, that inexperienced Batman. It's got the familiar, but it's got the new, fresh art approach. So yeah, that's fantastic. And yeah, I know I'm going back and forth between the two, because I just keep staring at both of them right here in front of me, and I'm thrilled. I'm happy with the both of these pickups, and yeah, man, super cool. And I keep staring at like all the trees and everything that's happening in this, the perspective of what's going on in this Moon is Following Us page, and holy crap. Comic art is cool. Comics are great. Love it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this one, and I will see you soon.